E. coli is becoming more of a concern in the U.S., affecting 9 states and dozens of people. I talked with a doctor about protecting yourself. I'll have that story in just a moment. But first, let's see what is going around. Clay County, the care spot in Middleburg, they are seeing upper respiratory infections, sinus infections, sore throat, and some of them are strep, but most are viral. Duval County care spot, the Southside Boulevard location, sinus infections, again, they are viral, and they are all suggesting over-the-counter medicines first before you come into the doctor. Flonase, Zyrtec, Benadryl, Claritin all help with reducing some of those symptoms. Nassau County, the care spot in Ecoli, they are seeing a lot of strep throat, saying it lasts for about 5 days even. Upper respiratory infections and also sinus infections. My folks down at Healing Arts Urgent Care in St. Johns County, they're still seeing that stomach bug. It was a big problem last week. Nausea, vomiting, some sinus issues. Again, those are viral. And then a long-standing cough. Now, this one could be of concern, but they're saying kind of wait it out because it sticks around for 2 weeks. Very irritating, but again, it is a cough with not a whole lot of other symptoms and no flu really in any of the counties this week. There have been 52 people, though, sickened by E. coli in 9 states here in the United States. In more recent concerns, after 30 students got sick after eating at a Chipotle in Boston. Now, it has not been linked to that E. coli outbreak, but it is being investigated. And so far, Florida hasn't been hit, but local doctors are watching. They are waiting just in case. I talked with an emergency medicine doctor at UF Health about these cases and why they are so widespread and could potentially hit the state.
Once it gets in the food supply and these meats gets, shipped out throughout the United States, you'll usually see it pop up kind of throughout the U.S. depending on where that meat's being delivered to. So once we see it pop up in certain states, then we always have a higher index of suspicion that eventually it'll make its way to Florida.
Dr. Norse said that if you do get infected with the bacteria, you will experience nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. And if you see blood in your stool, it is a clear indication that you need to see your doctor.
In worst cases, we'll sometimes prescribe antibiotics because it is a bacterial infection. But in those cases, patients presenting with significant or bloody diarrhea, they have to be monitored for their hydration status. They're usually going to need fluids to replace the fluids that they're losing. And then if they're bleeding, then obviously we need to make sure that they're not bleeding so bad that that needs to be treated as well.
Dr. North says be extra careful that you are cooking your meats thoroughly, you're washing your vegetables. She did say, though, when E. coli gets into foods that are typically eaten raw, that is really when you see more widespread infection of that bacteria.